It's very cool up here, very relaxing up here, and I am in Melrose. And as you have seen in the title, I will be visiting the Melrose Cemetery in this chapter. I have seen a video of here, and I just know up here is cool. It's very cool. It's very relaxing. I don't know. The sky is cloudy, so I assume that also contribute to the coolness I'm feeling right now. And here is the sign. It says, "Welcome to Melrose Cemetery, Manchester Municipal Corporation." So yes, the cemetery is managed by the Manchester Parish Council. I've never been over there before, and standing here right now, I have not gone over there before I start recording. So it's gonna be interesting to go over there and find out the history of some of the people buried there, what career they had, what life they lived, and their causes of death. Let's go over now and explore this fascinating cemetery. I believe it is fascinating. I believe it is. It's gonna be so cool up here. I think I would live up here. If I can see around, there are a lot of huge houses. There's no small houses up here. A lot of huge houses. Yes. And I say I would live up here. I would definitely live up here. It's so relaxing. It's so comfortable. Wow. I can just imagine how the people who are buried up here feel. If figuratively speaking, how they feel being up here. All right, let's now go and I'm heading to the cemetery right now anyway. Wow, it's beautiful. It's time for you to see the view in front of me. And as we're heading into the cemetery, we see cows. I see cows. I'm one of those YouTubers who like to record alone. I don't know why, but I like to record alone. I see other YouTubers, they would love interacting with people. They would be in the taxi, recording as they go along. For me, I'm kind of a little shy. I never start recording until I got out of that taxi. Wow. This is Melrose Cemetery here in Manchester. And before I go down to the cemetery, I see this big pond over here. There's a big pond over here with water. I guess they must have used this water when they are making the tombs. Yeah, they must have used that water. And I think you can obviously this is a man-made pond. So I'm not sure what they made it for. Maybe it was first made for cows. Usually that's how it's made. One is near my community where a little boy drowned in it. That was sad. But I assume that was first made for the cows, not really for the cemetery. But those who are here, when they are building the graves, they just use water from there. All right. I'm gonna spend a longer time here. I'm gonna spend a longer time here than I spent in my previous video, which I did at number 5 cemetery in Spanish Town. It's from where I'm standing, I'm assuming it is not such a huge cemetery, but who knows? Oh yes, it is huge. I can look all the way down there. Look down there, I can see graves, a lot of graves. And the graves here are built differently. You see, if you look down there, you can see that they are built like it's just one big open space, and then they part it up. You know, they part it up. So it's not like, you know, persons come and they dig a grave over here and one dig a grave over there. No. You'll notice that it's just one long thing, and then they have the different sections. These are recent graves, obviously. There's no writings on them. Somebody write Marrow right here, and they put a little bike. So I guess Marrow was a bike rider. Who knows? Probably died off a bike. These are fresh graves also. There's a writing on this one. Let me climb up here. Oh, here I am at this one. There's a writing here. This person was buried last year, and the name is Reginald Bonner. July 30, 1939 to January 31, 2023. Okay. Some of the graves up here, they have names on them. Let me read them, because here we have the grave of, and these are recent. So you see, say in loving memory of O'Meal Kerr Roberts, Pledge. He was called Pledge. Born March 16, 1980. Died December 27, 2023. So that's O'Meal Kerr Roberts. And here we have, beside him, we have Rudolph Roberts, Daddy Youth. So he was called Daddy Youth. 1953 to March 28, 2024. And beside Daddy Youth, we have, in loving memory of Alfred A. Stevenson, Freddie, 1937 to 2024, January 26, 2024. So that's recent for Alfred Stevenson. Okay, so you have here some open. Can you imagine? Let me wonder, the individuals who are going to be buried there, are they still alive, or is it a case where it's for anybody? Are these holes reserved for persons who are already dead, or who are alive, or is just for anybody? Don't know, but somebody's gonna go down there, probably walking around right now and eating, drinking, not knowing. There's a casket for everybody. And this one say Radcliffe Thomas, December 12, 1970 to May 1, 2024. Radcliffe Thompson. And they put a picture of him. Somebody took one of the button and they cement it right here. So that's Radcliffe. That's a good idea. Whosoever took the button and put it right there as they were closing it up, that's a good idea. It's such a lovely view here. Look over there at that mountain. You know, I can start to feel the sun now. And the reason why I always, if you watch my video, you know the reason why I keep my umbrella out is because of the phone. The phone will heat up in the sun and I will have problem. All right, so I see this one is all tiled up. It's all tiled up and prepared. On it says Maisie Stevenson. I wonder if this person is related to the Stevenson we just read. Well, we never know. It says Maisie, in loving memory of Maisie Stevenson, October 8, 1927 to January 3, 2022. Missed by husband, son, grandchildren, other relatives and friends. Till we meet again, rest in peace. Sometime I wonder though, will we meet again? Is it just a religious belief that you will meet again, or does it actually happen? It make you wonder. People keep saying it, till we meet again. Well, never know. You just don't know what's on the other hand. Nobody knows what happened after death. No matter what you say, you just don't know. I can tell you that you don't know. So this one says, in loving memory of Maurice A. What's this? That's the thing about it, you know. All my subscribers, you know that I have pronunciation problems. But you say Maurice A. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that is Carolyn or Carillon. I figure it out. Carillon, devoted and wonderful husband and father. Sunrise, September 20, 1952. Sunset, October 27, 2020. And there's a picture here of Maurice. He does have the Maurice look. I don't know, but there are certain names that the people who have those names, they have the look. All right, get my umbrella out. I'm gonna head now over. Head over. And you can see a big daddy on this one. Daddy. No, Dada. Dada. I don't know if he's called Dada or because he's a father. It says David Johnson. Sunrise, April 15, 1930 to sunset, January 18, 2024. So David Johnson, he was born in 1930 and he died in 2024. So he was old. He was in his 90s. I can see somebody again. They put the button here. So that's a button with his name on it. And here we have beside him, we have Betsy R. Johnson, 1932 to 2022. Marjorie Forbes, 1954 to 2022. And that's Marjorie. Hello, Marjorie. Hello, dear. How are you this morning? Just looking, not a thing. Just lonely out here. Oh, Marjorie, you're not lonely. Don't say that. Look around you. Who else you see? I see a lot of people. You just have to spend some time and meet the others who are here, Marjorie. If you say so. Not if I say that, Marjorie. You are beautiful in that dress. Spend some time over there. You see Dada over there? He died just this year. He's a new friend, Marjorie. All right, dear. Marjorie sounds a little unhappy. Not that she's unhappy, but just sounds a little down. Like she didn't want to be out here. But I don't think it's legal to have kept Marjorie around when, she passed. All right. At the foot of Marjorie, we have, it say, in loving memory of a dear husband, father, grandfather, and brother, Albert Seaton Cummins. And he was called Sarge. Sunrise, I'm just going to go with the year. Sunrise 1949. Sunset 2020. So this is the grave of Albert Seaton Cummins. I looked over here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There's even a mango tree here bearing. Look at that mango tree down there. Some people will say, I would never eat off a mango tree. It's filled with mango. But when I reach down there, I show more of it. Probably I find a ripe mango also. Trust me, nothing is gonna go wrong if you eat from a fruit tree in a cemetery. Nothing will go wrong. All right, let's continue. From over there, I saw this beautiful lady, and she's wearing such a nice outfit, and her grave is also wonderfully done. It is styled, it's styled really nice. All right, so this says, in loving memory of Evelyn Maud Bryan, December 28, 1962 to October 7, 2020. And below they say, dearly missed by children, grandchildren, sister, other relatives, and friends. And they put something down here. They say, a bouquet of beauty, full memories, sprayed with a million tears, wishing God could have spared you just a few more years. And this is her. This is Evelyn. Look at that outfit. Look at the outfit she's wearing. It's a blouse with a one button at the front. And she's wearing some kind of black, maybe a merino. And then she kind of squat and she took the picture. Okay, Evelyn. How are you this morning, Evelyn? Boy, this gone, yeah. Come on, Evelyn. What? I mean, you're out here. Have you like met any of the young guys who are boy, gone, yeah? I'm assuming that's how Evelyn would say. But you're stylish out here. You're still at the age you can date. Just to make it clear, if I see anybody out here that looks single and they're at your age, I'm gonna tell them that you're up here. I'm gonna tell them that Evelyn is here. Come on, stop the hissing at it, Evelyn. You're too young, Evelyn. Come on. I'm gonna try to find a nice guy out here, and I want the both of you to go on a date. All right? Okay, my subscribers would like to see that also. So I will find a nice guy up here. And then I'm gonna let him, come and check you out. And then, he can go KFC and them thing there, Evelyn, the school it. I'm serious. I'm gonna find somebody for Evelyn today. She can't turn there, hiss her teeth and a galang. Here we are at the grave. Oh, I love this. I'm a writer of books. And I noticed that female writers, sometimes they would like to have an African look, something that says, literature. Here's a lady with her hair, let me see what that is. Yeah, her hair band, and she put it on, and she's looking good. And then she has on her bead, looks really wonderful. And it says, in loving memory of Mardell. I know you were I just know she had the look of that Mardell look, Mardell. Okay, Mardell Johnson, Manny, right? December 17, 1917 to November 10, 2020. And below that, they say she was a grandmother. Let me read it. A loving mother, great-great-grandmother, aunt, and friend. I want somebody who knows Mardell to leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what she was like. You can see that she really, really cares about her appearance and want to have that genuine African look. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we are here at the grave of a young lady. Young girl. It's all grilled up, so I don't want to open the grill and go inside. I could do that, but I'm gonna try to record from the side here. And it says, in loving memory of Nadia, what is that? Phobius Lynch. I'm not sure what the first one is. Phobius or Jobius. Anyway, Nadia Lynch. Sunrise, June 17, 1979 to sunset, December 15, 2020. So she was born in 1979 and she died in 2020. Nardia Lynch was a police officer at Junction Police Station in St. Elizabeth. She got ill and suddenly died. Here we have the grave of Milton Alexander Pert. Sunrise August 1, 1930 to June 15, 2022. That's Milton Alexander Pert. You can see here some other people who are buried without anything to... I wonder, is it the parish council that provides the headstone, or is it the family who would have to provide the headstone? I'm not sure what the case is. I'm not sure. Here are the grave. It says, in loving memory of Marvalyn May Dardin, right? Dowding, Dardin. So that's Marvalyn May Dardin, 1962 to 2022. And below that is say, always in our hearts. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Always in our hearts. Let me see if I can step over somebody's future grave. And I'm here at the grave of Michael Anthony Gordon, 1954 to August 10, 2022. That's Michael Anthony Gordon. I'm standing here on the grave of Neville Roy Peter. Neville Roy Peter. Sunrise May 17, 1966. Sunset November 18, 2022. So this is the grave of Neville Roy Peter. And just up beside Neville Roy Peter, we have the grave, newly grave of this woman here. And she is Catherine Price Thompson. Somebody says not Thompson, it's Thompson. But I'm just going to say Thompson. That's how I think it is. Catherine Price Thompson, 1963 to March 20, 2024. And that's her. That's Catherine. There are two graves here, so I'm not sure if all of this belongs to Catherine, because there is a name here. There's a name of somebody there. I'm not going to bother to move that. But there's a name of somebody there. But as you see, the graves are very close each other. So, yeah. That's what really happened, you know. They're sharing the same flowers. They must be having a wonderful time there, sharing flowers and baskets. That's really lovely. Here we have the grave of Phyllis Brown, 1961 to 2024. Sharon Dixon Murray, 1961 to 2024. Okay. Somebody who was buried here, they put the button in it, but over time the button suffer through the weather. The buttons are not really made to stand in the rain and the sun. All right. We're at the grave here of a young guy. I assume it has to be, because you're not gonna put a picture that doesn't properly represent, right? So you say, in loving memory of a great husband, a loving father, son, brother, uncle, nephew, cousin, and friend, Jermaine Jackson. He was called Ravers, Winning Boss. Sunrise March 24, 1987 to sunset July 18, 2022. So, how old was he? He was born after me. He was born in 1987. So in 2000, he would have been 13. Put 20 on 13, you get 33. He was about 35. He was about 35 years old. And at 35, he was a husband. He was a father. Well, you're going to be a son automatically. So those two things, husband and father, at 35. All right, that's the grave of Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson died in a car crash on the Melrose Hill bypass in Manchester. He was driving a BMW sedan and he crashed in a concrete utility pole and he was pronounced dead at hospital. Here at Melrose Cemetery in cool Manchester Hill. Alright, so Jermaine is up there. Let me see who this is. Let me take my umbrella. It says, forever in our hearts, Jermaine Blackstock. I've never heard that surname before. Jermaine Blackstock. Nick. He was called Nick. He was born, they say bloomed. He bloomed March 26, 1995. Wow. Faded June 29, 2022. 1995, that was like, so he would just be like about 27 years old when he died. Jermaine was shot dead by gunmen in a community called Riches in the parish of Clarendon. It is said that he was at home when he received a call and he left. Explosions were heard. He was later found with gunshot wounds and he was pronounced dead at hospital. So at age 27, he was shot dead by a gunman in Clarendon. Jermaine Blackstock, called Nick. Okay, Jermaine. You died young. These three graves are before I even talk about these three graves, I noticed that the sky is cloudy. The sky is very cloudy and it looked like rain is going to fall. See? I have my umbrella. I have my umbrella, so if the rain start falling, I can go underneath the umbrella and relax. And there are a lot of birds. I hear birds flying around and everything. Alright, but I'm gonna read these three graves, but let me get down there first. And it make you wonder, when the rain falls, I guess the water just soaks away right here because it's all open, right? So beside these three graves, we have the grave of a lady. Says, in loving memory of our dear mother, grandmother, sister, and friend. And that's her. She's in her church hat, looking good. I guess that picture was taken on a Sunday morning. So her name is, what's that? Aldit Marine Larmond Smith. Okay, so she married to a man whose surname is Smith. So it would be Aldit Smith. But the full name is Aldit Marine Larmond Smith. She looks really nice. Oh, she looks really elegant. Really elegant. Really elegant. She knows how to dress. Oh my God, look at that. The rain is coming. The rain is coming. All of that you see down there, that's rain. The question now is, am I gonna keep reading in the rain? Or is it that I'm gonna have to find somewhere to stay? I don't know. Oh my God. There's a house up there. There's a little house up there. I don't know if it's a bathroom or something. So it has a little veranda on it. So, all right, let me read this before the rain hits. Here it says, in loving memory of a dear mother. Oh my God, the rain starts. The rain starts. All right, guys, the rain is falling right now. I'm gonna get out of the rain and then I'm gonna come back and read those three. I'm gonna get up there, so. All right, guys, so I'm recording from the restroom. Actually standing under the restroom right now. So, there's the restroom. Soon as the rain cools down, I'll start again. Alright, so the rain interrupted me. And I'm gonna just start back over here. And we're starting here again with Georgina. So this is the grave of Georgina Meeks, Miss Grace, born 1944, and she died November 17, 2021. And inside this grill up area beside her is the grave of Arsani Koshini or Chosini. Chosni. Oh Lord. When it come to me and spelling. Chosni. I don't know if I Chosni. And his name was LJ. Sunrise August 1, 2002 to December 14, 2021. So he died in the same year as Miss Grace. It's just that Miss Grace died in November and he died in December. And then the last one out of the three is Maurice Jr. Meeks, MJ. Sunrise March 31, 2006 to sunset August 8, 2022. So he was young. He was about 16 years old. So these two were young, and you make you wonder what happened. So I'm gonna do my research and find out what happened to LJ there and what happened to MJ here. The both of them were very young. Let me keep going on. It's a cemetery on like a hill. If you notice, it's a hill. As you go down, you have to go down there. Down there, and you can see the graves are all the way down there. And I will be going down there. This video is gonna be a little long. So relax. And if you have something to do, you can pause the video and come back, okay? So you say, in loving memory of Marcelo Preister Scott. He was called Mark. That's his picture there. And beside on the right side it says sunrise December 12, 1974 to July 29, 2022. Marcelo Scott. Wow. I heard some birds. Is those birds in the sky? You see them? I don't know what type of birds those are, but they make such nice little music, like I can't go like it, but you probably hear it in the background. Rose Dixon, March 3, 1940 to August 15, 2022. And beside her is Mavis Thompson, 1948 to 2022. All right, here we are at the grave of this man. It's like when you take off, you felt hot and you just give a dip, you know? All right, so this is the grave of Kermit Rochester, Rochi, 1942 to 2018. Okay, Rochi. Okay, Rochi. I see a grave behind Rochi. I'm gonna try to see what it has a picture on it. This grave was being tiled. They would have to come back and do some more tiling. This man looks so like a pastor. He look like a pastor. It says Glennis Willis Williams. Glennis Willis Williams, 1949 to 2017. And there's a picture of him here. This is a photo. This is a picture of him. He's posing beside a van. Okay, sir, you look good in that jacket suit and brown shoes. I think this picture was taken in Manchester. Look at the background. But it could be anywhere. Jamaica has beautiful scenery like that. Glennis Williams, 1949 to 2017. Okay, sir. Rest in peace. Oh my God, it's so cooler now. With the little rain that fell a while ago, the place is more cooler. Not more cooler, cooler. Wow. They spend a lot of time making this look good. And this is the graves of husbands and wives. Oh, that big flowers is backing it up. But on the left there, we see the wife. She's kind of looking away over her glasses. And then, hold on the right, we see the hussy, the husband. He's in his felt hat. Look as if he was coming from church or going to church. Should I move the flowers? Should I move the flowers? I don't know. I want to see what their names are. So I'm just gonna move the flowers temporarily. Okay. So I moved the flowers temporarily. And now I can see it's Myrtle. Okay, the both of them named are Robinson. So it's Myrtle Robinson over here. Myrtle Robinson. And her husband over here. I just back up Myrtle. Her husband over here. Reuben Nathaniel Robinson. So Myrtle was born in 1937 and died in 2013. Died before her husband. And then her husband was born in 1933 and died November 2, 2014. Just 1 year after the wife. So that's Co Myrtle and Mas Reuben. Alright, time to fix back their graves because I know the family is watching. Here we are at the grave of a handsome guy. Probably wouldn't want me to say that if he was alive, but the honest truth is the honest truth, huh? So here we are at the grave of, you say, in loving memory of Copeland Cecil Lormond. Yeah, I've heard the word. I've heard the surname Lormand. So Copeland Cecil Lormand, a dear husband, father, grandfather, and brother, born October 28, 1928, died September 11, 2013. Copeland Cecil Lormand was a justice of the peace living at 28 McKinley Heights, Mandeville. He was principal of several schools, including Troy All Age School. You've been here since 2013, Mr. Lormand. It's a nice too. I like this style. Look at this style. Yeah, very feminine. So we're at the grave here of. All right, it says, in loving memory of a dear wife, mother, sister, and aunt, Charmaine Grant. Charmaine Grant. Sunrise, December 15, 1963. Sunset, August 5, 2013. Okay. And this is Charmaine. She's all smiling in her glasses. She's here from 2013. Oh, here we are at the grave of Leslie DeCartova. Descartes. No, I know as none I've seen that name before. Leslie DeCardova Spencer. Oh, the family is angry at me right now. You're not pronouncing his name right. Come on, guys. This is a channel where the YouTuber is just honest about his shortcomings. It says, in loving memory of a dear and devoted husband, father, grandfather, uncle, brother, and friend, Leslie DeCordova Spencer. Sunrise, August 11, 1930. Sunset, July 22, 2013. So there's in this section, they seem to be have the earlier years. All right, Mr. Spencer. Oh my God. This thing looked like it would just jump right on me. Hello. 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 My God, I can see it's a, who would put a teddy bear here? I mean, the rain come and wet it, sun come and burn it. So it's here. Oh my God. Let me see if I can. How am I gonna get up on this now? Hold on. All right. So it's at the grave of a lady. Oh, it's at the grave of Miriam Smykel, 1937 to 2014. And that's the picture of Miriam right there. The sky is still cloudy. Look over there. Look, just take a look at that cloud. It looks as if it's coming down to touch the ground. It's heavy, heavy with rain. It's filled with a lot of water. I mean, that's gallons and gallons and gallons of water hanging over in that cloud. Here we are, way up in this section, almost by herself. We have the grave of Yvonne Melbourne Vanny, 1963 to 2021. Oh, I love that look, Yvonne. You know the smile you give where you don't show your teeth and you still look good? That's lovely. Lovely smile. From Yvonne. Or is that Yvonne? I think it's Yvonne. Yvonne Melbourne. She was called Vanny. 1963. And this is the grave of Vincent Charles Warren. Born February 1930, died March 2021. And he was called Major. They say a remarkable man lies here while his wisdom and love lives on globally through the countless lives he invested in. So he was called Major. You can see he's a man who know a lot, know a lot. And he could tell you a lot. Let me go over here. And there's a bush over there. This is the side. All of these here are persons who are buried. I wonder how they're going to find them back. If you let this stay for a long time, they'll get lost. Someone's buried there, but it's all covered up. You can see they put a little button, but the button is all rotten away now. And these are tall. These are tall compared to over when you look it over in the bush. And these are resting under the mango tree. Look at these mangoes. They are not yet ready. A lot of mangoes here. We call these common mangoes. I don't know if there's a name for it, but we call it common mangoes or commony. And the reason they're called that because there are a lot of these trees. You find them more than any other trees. Common mangoes. And there are some people resting under this common mango tree. Here is the grave of Ellen Antoinette Ellis. That's her. She was born 1930, died 2021. Here is the grave of Cassell Mickinson, Rasta, 1951 to 2023. Okay. 1951 to 2023. And they have a picture of him here, but that's from the bottom. Let's step over here. And here we have, wow, look down there. There are graves down there, leading all the way down there. All right. Here we are at the grave of it says in cherished memories of the late Myrna Hewitt, Dawn. She was called Dawn. August 23, 1956 to September 2, 2021. And that's a picture of her looking really nice. And beside her, we have the grave of Alvin Hewitt. Say, in loving memory of Alvin Hewitt, April 11, 1954 to September 6, 2021. And yeah, so he born like 2 years before Myrna over there. So they could be husband and wife, because the both of them share the same name, and the both of them are buried beside each other. The both of them died the same year and the same month. She over there, she died September 2, 2021, and he died September 6, 2021. So I would assume that they both of them were buried the same day. Yeah, because I don't think they would have buried her within the 6 days that she died before him. So they could have been husband and wife. Where am I getting these wives from? Hopefully I find out something. I'm not sure. And now I'm under the mango tree, darling. It was under the mango tree. Under the mango tree. And there are people here buried under the mango tree. Kind of a fantasy to be buried under a mango tree. And it's a huge mango tree. A huge mango tree, and it's bearing. Let's keep moving on. I saw this woman's face from afar. Oh, she's just smiling. And her name is Ida Jacqueline Barnes, 1934 to 2012. There she is. Such a nice photograph. And her smile, I believe, is what made the photograph even so more wonderful. Oh, I see this young guy. I'm gonna go back. His photograph got my attention. Well, maybe he's not that young. There's a picture of him. Let me pull the picture up. There he is. So his grave says, I just don't like these fonts. I can't figure out the fonts. You know? I think it's Gerald Singh. Ship. They said ship dock, 17th of the 11th, 1978, and ship anchor, the 21 of the 11th, 2012. Yeah. So he was born 1978 to 2012, How old would he be? He was in his 30s, early 30s. That's him there. Gerald Singh. I just love this view. This beautiful view. Just looking down in the valley. Alright, here's a photograph of a man that looks so elegant. Look at his glass, man. I know you were a very elegant guy now. I don't have to have known you, I just know. Look at your glasses, man. They say in loving memory of Danny Evert Campbell, October 14, 1955 to June 8, 2012. That's Danny Evert Campbell. Do you notice something? You notice that I have not shown any broken off graves, any damaged graves, and the place looked pretty much good. You know, this is the first government owned cemetery that I've come and have not seen anything to say it's not being taken care of. No, hardly any overgrown trees. There's no broken up graves. I hope they maintain it. Oh, here we are at the grave of, it says, in loving memory of Delroy Rowe, July 18, 1968 to March 17, 2012. It says, sadly missed along life's way, quietly remembered every day. He looks as if he was a security guard. You know. Yeah, he looks as if he was he's holding a cup and his outfit kind of looked like a security guard, but probably not. Probably not. 1968 to 2012. So he would have been about 43 years old. Yeah, about that, 43 years old. You know. He's here at Melrose Cemetery. Melrose Cemetery. This lady has a smile that looks familiar. Oh, she's a Della Penhe. I wonder if she's a member of the Della Penhe family that run a funeral home in Mandeville. Rosetta Price, 1939 to 2021. Rosetta Price. It's peaceful out here. I must admit, very peaceful. No sound of traffic. All you get is just a nice cool breeze and the sound of some birds in the sky, and now and again, one or two of those cows would make a mooing sound. Althea Rose Marie Payne. You know, the day she was taking this photograph, she had no idea it would make it to her tomb. Althea Rose Marie Payne, 1970 to 2009. Wow. That means she was just like 39 years old when she died. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful. All right, this is the grave of Daisy Wright. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that last name says. So I'm gonna pull it up for those of you who understand the font. There it is. So this is the grave of the tomb. I think I should say tomb rather than saying grave of Daisy. 1945 to 2010. Look like they have just tiled this grave. See, remnant of tiles left here. This is a lady whose tomb this is. Hortense Simmons, Pat and Fatty. She was called Pat. She was also called Fatty. She was born in 1957. She died in 2023. When they call a woman fatty, it's because she's fat. And when they call a man fatter, it's because he is fat. Oh man, I'm coming close to this and I'm like, wow, 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 wow. Love your hairstyle, love your hairstyle, love your hairstyle. Almost like Tina Turner when she's singing that song, Ain't missing you since you've been gone away. Ain't missing you. She would turn like that and say, I will see that video. So this is the grave of Salome S. Salmon Ellis. So I believe she was born Salmon first and then she married into an Ellis family. Hello, Salome Salmon, 1952 to 2023. All right, let's explore down to the bottom of the cemetery. The bottom of the cemetery. Oh, the bottom of the cemetery. Ooh. All right, so I saw this earlier on. The grave of this person here. It says, in loving memory of our dear mother, niece, granddaughter, and daughter, Nicola Rowe Williams. She was called Nikki. May 29, 1982 to January 27, 2014. And that's her photograph there. Assume that would be a photograph of her while she was a child. All right, keep going down. This is the grave of Janet Elizabeth Burrell, 1965 to 2011. Oh, look at this photograph. You know, one of those photographs that you have to go out and take. Look at this photograph here. You know. Okay, so this is, say, in loving memory of a dear son, father, and brother, Gregory Pommels, May 16, 1984 to this December 28, 2010. So he would have been what? About 26 years old, Gregory Pommels. Gregory Pommels was a construction worker in Porus, Manchester. He was shot dead by a police officer who, according to the news, mistook him for a man who robbed a woman earlier on in Tollgate, Clarendon. This was sad. Can you imagine being shot dead for a crime you did not commit? So the news says that he was shot by the police officer who mistook him for the man who robbed a woman earlier. According to Pommel's mother, she said that the police shot him even after the victim clearly said that he was not the robber. Very sad. And they have two angels here, golden angels. Not gold, but gold colored angels. Young guy. Just 1984 to 2010. I'm seeing, wow, that's a nice flower tree. I guess someone planted there. Jamaicans love these type of flower tree, you know. Flowers tree. I call it flowers tree. Some people say rose, I don't know. Right, here we are at the grave of this gentleman here. This guy here, he is looking sideways when somebody snap his photograph. This photograph look like it's in the 1990s or something though. Don't. Look at it. Alright, say Hugh Edmund Mays. Beloved son, brother, uncle, nephew, and cousin. February 26, 1973 to October 17, 2014. That's October 17, 2014. All right. Okay, Hugh. Sonia May Burrell. Sonia May Burrell. Minister Sonia B. 1950 to 2014. Right, so this is Minister Sonia B. So I'm assuming that she was a minister of religion, right? Wow, I need to see right down there. I wonder what it looks like looking over there. Let's go and find out. Let's go and find out what down there look like. It's like the end of the world, you know, you look over. You ever wonder if you ever go to the end of earth and then you look over? But while we're going there, let us take a stop by what is Nekisha Anna K. Ogilvy. There is she, there is her, there is she, there is her, there is she. What do you say? And she's like maybe at a bar. No, she's just relaxing, taking. She looks familiar though. Her face looks familiar. She was born in 1988, died 2015. And I think this is Nekisha Anna K. Oh Lord, I know. Ogilvy. Oh, she's here. Her body is here. Hello, Ruby Agatha Richards. Hello, Miss Ruby. How are you? Well enough, ma'am. I mean, sir. Yeah, she absolutely looked like a nice lady. She was born in 1937, died 2018. Can you imagine the day when she was born back in 1937? A whole world of people who are no longer around. Talking about the adults now. Dum 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 dum. What are we gonna see? I can hear tractors or something like that over there. Dum 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 dum. And we're getting closer and closer to the edge. Dum 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 dum. Woo! That's it. They're doing some kind of digging over there, maybe to build a house. Wow. Down in the valley. I'm not sure what over there is called. Not sure at all. So there are a lot of space here left. A lot of space here left. So people are walking around now are going to end up here sometime in the future. And it's so cool and relaxing here, man. I'm telling you. So cool and relaxing here. Here we are at the grave of Cynthia Blaine, what you call that, Beak? 1949 to 2021. She's in her church hat. She's in her church hat and she's looking sideways. Okay, that's Cynthia Blaine Beak. Resting here at Melrose Cemetery here in Manchester. Do you wonder why Manchester is so cool? Do you know? I see like a house grave all the way over here. You are so beautiful to me. Okay, this is the grave of Deacon. Let me pull it up. Hold on. So this is the grave of Deacon Rillon H. Ellis. So Deacon Rillon H. Ellis. Sadly missed by wife, children, grandchildren, and other relatives and friends. Okay, Deacon Deacon, and you use deacon in the church. So you hear somebody say deacon, then you know they are talking about somebody in a church. Here's a grave built like a house, and then there's another one over there that's also built in the form of a house. I notice there's nothing written on it, so there's no need to get closer. Okay, Deacon Ellis. As long as you have lived right and according to the religion of Christianity, you shall rise again. Whichever form that will be. Here is a lady here. They put her wedding photograph there. Her name is Althea Reed. So that's Althea Cassandra Reed. June 26, 1930 to November 29, 2017. Isn't she beautiful? I'm sure your husband was proud the day she married you. I love seeing women in natural hair. So this probably was taken in the 1950s. It looks 1950s, a black and white picture. She was born in 1930, so she could have been getting married in the 1950s when she was in her 20s. It is so cool up here. So cool up here. So cool up here. Right, I'm going to Shirley Wilson. Something about that name. Shirley Wilson. Says, in loving memory of our beloved Shirley Wilson, 1957 to 2016. Shirley Wilson. And behind Shirley we have Neville Brown. Neville, in loving memory of Neville Brown, Bados, 1947 to 2016. That's a depiction of him. And they have here a picture of this type of Jeep. This type of Jeep can take in almost any bad road. Any bad road. I know them. I'm telling you. They would lean as if they're turning over. But trust me, he's not turning over. I'm telling you, he probably owned one of them. Because if they put a picture of that vehicle on his grave, then, you know, it must be because he owned one or used to drive one. Isabel Morris, 1930. Isabel Morris, 1930 to 2015. Oh, look at this one. We're getting close to this. Look at this. They use shells. Let me see what it is. Seashells. No, this is not shell. Sea stone. If I'm... all right, I'm sure I'm correct. Sea stone, right? Sea stones. Oh. To design this. And it's the grave of a young guy. It's the grave of a young guy. It says, look at his picture. He's on a bike. He's on a bike. This is typical. You see this among a lot of young men. Typical. He's relaxing back on a corner. He have a spliff in his hand. And I guess he's thinking about something. It says, in loving memory of Orlando Smith, Sarge. So they used to call him Sarge. He was born the 15th of the 5, 1993, and died the 24th of the 1, 2018. And they said, a cherished son, father, brother, and true friend, your courage and strength inspire us still, forever in our hearts. Orlando Smith was a gas station pump attendant, and he was living in Amity, Westmoreland. On the morning of January 24, 2018, he was about to board a taxi at around 5:30 a.m. when a gunman pounced upon him and shot him dead. The taxi driver and a passenger managed to escape alive, but Orlando Smith, he died on the spot. Right, Orlando Smith. Smith. All right, Smith. Oh, I met up on a salmon. In loving memory of Earl Salmon, May 18, 1963 to sunset April 16, 2018. And this is his picture, Mr. Earl Salmon. You notice that many men who are called Earl, that they have a particular look. Yeah, they have that Earl look. Yep. This must be the graves of husbands and wives. So on this side we have Lillian Honora Neal. That's her picture there. Lillian Honora Neal, 1926 to 2015. And on the other side, we have who I believe is her husband, Othniel Neal. He was born 1924, died 2016. That's 1 year after Lillian. So, yeah, I think these are husband and wife. Up on a roof, up here we find the picture of this man. He looks like a pastor. Does a pastor have a particular look? Well, traditional Christians tend to maintain a particular look. So here we are, says, in loving memory of our dear husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, uncle, and principal. Oh, so I assume he was a principal. Egbert Augustus Russell. September 20, 2019. that he died. Right, 2019. Okay. Assume again that he was a principal. Wow, look at this girl. Oh, such a lovely picture. Kind of look like that girl from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't remember what her name is. The young one. Uh, it says, cherished memory of a treasured daughter, sister, and friend, Jonelle Marsha. Oh my God, what's that? What's that? Is that Ballyman? 1991 to 2018. So she was young. She was about 27. All right, let me go up here. And here we are at the grave of this guy in your felt hat. Dan da 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 dan da. All right, his name is in loving memory of Bishop Sean Kirkpaul Lawrence. Is that bishop in terms of a pastor? Pardon me if I'm saying this Dandada song over your grave. 1973 to 2017. Love the felt hat. Love the felt hat. Remember to skip out some of this, because not really worth it keeping up. This is the grave of Doris Thomas. Hello, okay, Miss Dar. Oh, you tapping by, man? Yes, Miss Dar, I'm tapping by. I'm just recording graves and telling people about the history of the deceased. That's nice, man. You know, sir, let me tell you, I can't hold on, Miss Dar. Sorry, I really understand. It's getting late, and I just want to just stop by to just say, that just tell him a little about you. Oh, okay. Go on then, man. Go continue journey, man. All right, Miss Dar. Yeah. You recall Sister Joni? Sister Joni. Oh, Sister Joni. Yeah. Why did they call you that? The church. Oh, the church you used to attend. Okay, I know, because they normally say sister when they're in church. So, you were born in 1925 and died in 2017. Quite right. All right, Miss Sister Joni. All right, Sister Joni. Such a nice lady. All right, over here we see two photographs, but it's actually the same person. This is when she was young, and this is now that she was older in life. Young, older. In loving memory of Sadie Mae Smith. May 9, 1943, August 2, 2021. Oh, this grave almost look like a casket itself. And this grave belongs to, oh, gentleman here. They put a photograph of him when he was younger and a photograph when he's older. It says Stephen White, Uncle Doll, September 13, 1934 to July 27, 2017. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You can see even in the older photograph is in a suit. In the younger photograph is in a suit. So he was a professional man. Probably was a lawyer or something like that. You know, because they don't dress in suits all the time unless you are in some kind of profession that you look good in it. That's the way that Ian Bowen was. Always in a suit. When he died, a co-worker said, I've never seen Ian Bowen outside of a suit. Isilda Meek. There she is in her hat, her handbag, her glasses, her hair catch up in one, going to church. 1939 to 2019. Wow, mango tree again. This one has some ripe mangoes on it. Yeah. This one has some ripe mangoes on it. I won't eat any mango today. These are common mangoes. They're easy to get. All right, the cemetery is indeed huge. It's indeed huge. I'm just looking over on that community down there. I don't know what that community is called. Somebody's watching and you know what that community down there is called. That community I'm talking right over there. Okay? If you know what it's called, leave it in the comments. I would love to know. Oh, such a gentleman. Ezekiel Lloyd Campbell, 1953 to 2021. You're looking good. You're looking good, Ezekiel. Looking good. Okay, we come upon a young man here. A young guy. Oh, young guy here. And it says, in loving memory of Kevin Jeremiah Neal. And he was called Catfish. 1980. Oh my God. His date. Oh, 1983 to October 13, 2022. When you were in my age group. What happened, Catfish? What happened to you? Kevin Neal was a landscaper living in a district called Top Tree Chains in the parish of Manchester. Reports are that at about 8:30 p.m., Kevin was at a shop when a man confronted him about money he owed the man. An argument developed between the both of them, and Kevin was stabbed in the upper body. He died from the stab wound, and the man was arrested. Kevin Jeremiah Neil Catfish. Young guy. Young guy. Resting here at Melrose Cemetery. Ah, I never had planned to come over this section, you know. I did not plan to come over this section. Oh, I just remember something. Let me go and ask him. Let me go and find out. Do you guys remember I was talking with Evelyn earlier and I told her that I would find somebody for her? Catfish. There's a woman here called Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn. Yeah, man, me know him, man. You know girl, man. Why are you calling Evelyn a girl? Girl with me par with every night, brother. Really? I'm talking Evelyn is buried all the way up to the front, you know. Brother, you haven't say buried, brother. It's a rest. Okay. Alright. Evelyn is resting near to the front. So I was speaking with Evelyn earlier on, and I told her I'm gonna find a guy for her to go out on a date with. And so I was wondering, you know, brother, I know the girl, man. So did you go out on a date? I par with the girl several times, brother. Okay. The girl will par with all of the man them, brother. All of the man them, so what 50% of the money the girl par with, brother. My God. I didn't, but she didn't act like that. When I was talking with her, she didn't act like that at all. Want to read, man. Alright, I'm gonna read. So well, I'm glad you par with him still. It's a catfish. Alright. Thank God, I didn't know that catfish was talking with Evelyn. I spent so many time reading and didn't remember anything about Evelyn. Only now to find out that Evelyn has been parring with, according to he said, about 50% of the men inside. Sorry, you know what? I was just talking to a guy down there. So you know Evelyn? Boss, me know Evelyn, man. You know Evelyn, man. Me hear the two over there talking, brother. So, like all of the men around there know Evelyn. My word. So, I was saying to her that I wanted to link her with somebody to date over here at Melrose Cemetery. Say go, brother, say go. But Evelyn is a girl we like, you know, she not pirate any man, you know, she like the younger man them. So it's not like you, because you're kind of older. No, I don't mean old, but alright, you know what I mean. Brother, just read me, no, brother. Alright, let me read you. So, in loving memory of a dear husband, father, brother, uncle, cousin, and friend, Anthony Musgrave what's this? Embed, brother. Yeah, embed. Okay, embed. Garvey, you were called Garvey. Okay. All right. So 1966 to 2021. So cool. See, you understand, brother? Cool. All right. I'm not gonna ask anybody else about Evelyn. Evelyn is such, you know, she behaved as if she was actually so innocent, you know, and she not date anybody. This is Hyacinth Agatha Garden. No, Hyacinth. I know. I'm not gonna include you in the conversation. All right. Yeah. She's talking so low. You guys not hearing her. So, 1924 to 2020. That's very long, almost 100 years. It will be 100 this year. Oh, okay. Hello. That's all you can say. I know you have voice, but you just look like somebody you don't want to talk a lot. Her name is Sharon Victoria Thompson. 1965 to 2020. The Sharon Victoria Thompson. Okay, you guys over here, you get flowers. There are flowers over here for these people. This is the grave of Evangelist Gloria Jane Francis, 1950 to 2020. Evangelist. So that means that pretty much says she was a church woman, right? Evangelist. This is Nellie Adassa Lewis, and she was called Cutie. Yeah, I know why they call you Cutie, Yes, Cutie. Oh, okay. She was born 1964, died 2020. There are still some open graves here. No, not used. I'm sure it's either reserved or so on. So it must have been reserved, Yeah, reserved. So when I say open grave, I don't mean it was broken open. It's not used yet. It's reserved. And it's beside this old man. We are called old man. Hold on. Hold on, Mr. Oswald. Let my subscribers look at you. That's not, you're old, sir. Go on, where you going? I was young. I know you were young, sir, but with all respect, Mr. Oswald, you kind of up in age, sir. I know what you're talking. You go. All right, Mr. Oswald. So, as Oswald Fendley, 1924 to 2020. Mr. Oswald don't want to be called old. Why a lot of individuals just afraid of being called old? I mean, if you're old, you're just old, That's simply it. If you're old, you're just old, and the argument done. Here we are at, say, in loving memory of Gloria Dennis. Okay, Gloria Dennis Cambridge. And she was called Giggs. Sunrise, July 6, 1953. Sunset, June 15, 2020. Seem like a lot of 2020 people buried over here. So this is a photograph of Gloria. She looked like as if she had traveled before. Yes, that's Gloria. Okay, this is a picture of a young guy. This is a picture of a young guy. Says Davon Dane Henry. October 22, 1983 to April 19, 2022. And it says, wherever a beautiful soul has been, There's a trail of beautiful memories. The light of your love is always shining, forever in our hearts, rest in peace. So he was young, 1983 to 2017, plus 20, that's 37, plus 2. Okay, he was 36, about 36, if my maths is right. 36 years old. Young guy. Like he loved party and things like that, you know? And on his grave here, we see flowers and we see an empty bottle of wine. Speron Moscato, that's what's on the wine here. Speral Moscato. And there's a little message on this. It say Happy Father's Day from Ali Anna J. We miss you so much. And Father's Day was what? 2 days, some days ago, just a few days ago, Father's Day. So they were here. There's a flowers here that fell. Let me put it up here. Back up here. Well, happy Father's Day, Davan. You know, when I say Father's Day, it just bring a feeling inside of me because I don't have any children yet. So there's a feeling you get when you are a father than when you think of being a father. I don't think it's the same thing, thinking of being a father and being a father. And there are so many men who are fathers who don't care 1 cent about their children. And some of those children really love them, really want to spend time with them, and they just don't care. Then they get old and then they come on a program like Susan and they're old and like, oh, I would like to know my daughter. I would like to know where my son is. He was born. Come on, man. If you are a father, own up to it. Even if you are poor and you don't have much, own up to it. Here is the grave of, it say, in loving memory of a dear daughter and friend, Chantel M. White. Sunrise, 7 of the 11, 1995. To sunset, the 31 of the 12, 2019. So she died on New Year's Eve. Right before 2020 came in, she died. Oh, that's so sad. I wonder what happened. Chantel White was aged 24 years old. On December 31, she was shot multiple times by her lover in a supermarket in the town of Mandeville, Manchester. Everything was caught on camera, and it was a big news in Jamaica. The name of the boyfriend is Andre Bloomfield. You can see it's a young girl, Chantel White, 1995 to 2013. No, 2019. 1995 to 2019. This one says, in loving memory of Shaniqua Melinda Consalvaware. Oh jeez, what is this name? Consalvaris. Okay. So there's a grave of Shaniqua. Yes, her. She looked like a little girl with some kind of illness. Her face is puffy. It doesn't look that healthy. So she probably was suffering from some kind of illness. She have a puffy face. She was born in 2007, died in 2022. So she was about 15 years old. Wow, 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 wow. I saw a plane passing. You're not gonna see it, but I'm seeing it. First time I heard a plane passing since I'm here. And look at this man's face. I see people with this kind of expression. You know, he is anticipating the camera to flash. And his name is Glendon R. Daly, 1946 to 2019. Glendon Daly. And this is the grave of Paulette Gabidon, Miss P, 1964 to 2021. Hello, Miss P. And here's a lady here. Zerita Moulton, 1932 to 2021. Okay, the person who this is for, still alive, not yet buried. This guy look like someone from New York. I'm just saying that. People from New York tend to just like that. This picture here. Young guy. In loving memory of Kempton Anthony Johnson. So that's Kempton Anthony Johnson. Born December 4, 1968. Died February 15, 2023. So he was in his early 50s. This is a grave of Dexter A. Weston, May 3, 1953 this to December 2, 2017. Dexter A. Weston. This is a nice tiled grave of this man. He looks like he's popular, you know, like someone who was popular. So in loving memory of Lloyd Birthroy Dyer. Lloyd Birthroy Dyer. August 4, 1940 to May 21, 2021. Look at this grave. I'm not sure what it is designed in. It's the grave of Kemar J. Reed. And they have a headstone of him here. It says, treasured memories of Kemar J. Reed, October 21, 1983 to February 19, 2017. They said, you left without a warning, gone so fast, now all we have are memories of our past. So he must have died tragically. Kemar Reed was age 33 years old when he died. And yes, he died tragically. He was standing at his gate with two other men and they were talking and fixing a camera when a gunman pounced upon them and fired shot. Kemar died and another man called Solando Thompson, he also died. Kemar was in front of the court for lotto scamming, so we're not sure if it was related to his death. Died from Kemar J. Reed. They even have to put it on his grave that he died without a warning. And that he gone so fast. This is the grave of Phyllis Hines. Phyllis Hines, she was born in 1946. She died in 2016. Phyllis Hines. Okay, Phyllis. I saw this. You can see this from afar. They made her face so big on this. You can't miss it. If you're looking for her grave, you can't miss it just because of how big this picture is. This is the grave of Dawn Powell Martin. So she was born Dawn Powell, then she married Martin. Dawn Powell Martin. December 13, 1952 to February 11, 2017. Alright guys, so I'm heading from the cemetery now. Heading from the cemetery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next interesting video.